What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new season of Chicken Bone Alley. And I am joined today with my buddy, Skyler Whitfield. What's up, man?
Hey, pretty big weekend.
It has been a pretty big weekend.
Yeah. NASCAR has been really in the news with coming back to Bowman Gray Stadium, and that's a place I spent a lot of time as a youth, and I'm overwhelmed by the experience.
Well, we're gonna definitely get into all that, man. So, how's your winter been? Christmas, New Year's, all that fun stuff. How's all that been?
Been good. Getting the schedule together for 2025. Got a whole bunch of music dates, and of course some racing dates too. We'll be working some at Florence, doing some announcing with those guys again, and enjoying life, man. It's been a blessing to get the opportunities I've been able to do here in the Carolinas. And it's going to be an awesome year. And I'm looking forward to a great racing season, too, around this area.
You left something out. You got engaged.
Oh, yeah. Got engaged. That was October. You said winter. I got engaged in the fall.
That counts, don't it? Something like that.
Of course, and my lovely fiance is right back there off camera. And we both had a really good experience. Bethany, thanks for letting me do this instead of coming home early. So you kind of picked us up here in Chicken Bone on the way home.
Well, we greatly appreciated ourselves. Oh, this is great. It was so funny. And Connor's not here today because he had a class come up last second for college. So that kind of comes first. But I was looking forward to it. I was like, man, we actually going to have somebody in one of the other two seats here today. And no, but just still two of us. So, but man, we sure appreciate you coming by and hanging out and talking some racing with us today, man. It's cool. It's really cool.
I'm excited to do it, and yeah, Connor, keep working on that education.
I think he's only got this year to go, and he'll be graduated. I mean, well, no, I'm sorry, no, he's got next year to go, so he's got another year at it.
All right.
He'll make it happen for sure. So we just talked about it a little bit, man. You were at Bowman Gray all weekend. Had the privilege not only just hanging out up there watching some good racing, you also sang the national anthem there on Saturday.
Man, that was a dream come true. It happened to be my 31st orbit around the sun as well. Oh, so that all came together. I appreciate that. That all came together kind of at once as if it was an act of God itself. They reached out to me. And wow, that was such a cool experience to do that there. It's kind of hard to do that there because of the stadium effect with the way the audio works. So a couple little bugs with the PA, but we made it happen. And I'm just honored to do it for not only the folks that were there, but for everyone that's served our country as well.
Yeah, for sure, man. That was something sweet there. I mean, that was nice. And I know you living in that area for as long as you did and being your home track, as you call it, had to be something special there.
Yeah, I was from Greensboro, so Bowman Gray is about 20 minutes or so away from home, and just the history that was there. And this was long overdue. I've been saying we need to go to Bowman Gray for a longer time than maybe most people. As soon as we started trying stadium racing, but the atmosphere was unreal. It can't be duplicated, and it can't be overstated how important it was to the local fans there that this happened. And I think the timing was perfect. You're
right, man. I think it had been since 1970?
71. Bobby Allison. They finally rewarded him that win.
Finally. And that was not at a moment too late, fortunately. Yeah. So that was great that he got that before Bobby passed this past year. That was really cool, man. So tell us a little bit about the racing, man. Since you were there firsthand, we got a few guests coming on here today, so we got a couple minutes here still. But tell us a little bit about the excitement there on Saturday with the modifieds there at the Madhouse.
Yeah, well, that's the show, man. Every week, those modifieds put on a show, and it ran like a Madhouse modified race typically does. There was a lot of action. There's a lot of chaos. We didn't get a whole lot of green flag laps together too much in that race, and there was a lot of pressure on those guys. I mean, that was their biggest race in front of the most eyeballs probably in years, decades, maybe ever. Yeah. So they put on a show, and Bert almost came back and passed Chris Fleming, but it was his day.
Bumper stuck straight up in there.
Yeah, I was like, he can't use the bumper because it's not pointing in the right direction.
It's not in the right spot.
But yeah, that was epic. And what a good call by NASCAR to include the local stars. Not only just having Burt Myers and Tim Brown out there for the Cup Series, like that came together and was awesome for us local fans, but just to have everybody that participates in the Brad's Golf Cart, if that's still the sponsor, modified series at Bowman Gray, to have them all out there on the same track. Really cool.
I personally think they need to have more. I mean, I love the modifieds there, but I think let's throw some, I don't know, throw some 4-cylinders out there, throw a late model race out there. I mean, obviously, just like that, invitation, that way it's not overcrowded, but I think there's enough time on Saturday to do a little bit more.
I thought that too.
I thought there was. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I mean, but it was a great start. I mean, I was appreciative even not being there, but I was appreciative of it being at a track that has a history in the sport, because LA was a experience, I guess, but I don't know, there's just not that connection. And as okay as a race as it was, Bowman Gray, the whole time I was like, man, they want to do a track like that. Just there's one right here. Mm-hmm. So I'm tickled to death that they brought it back and included the modifieds, and because that's what they needed with that. They needed the modifieds with it for sure as a precursor to all the NASCAR action. So rolling on a little later that evening, what'd you think about the the Cup guys getting it done out there on the short track there?
The heat races were exciting.
Yeah. And,
of course, Kyle Busch makes the most Bowman Gray moment for the Cup guys, I think, that day. Just riding the tail there for a couple laps. Yeah. Of course, we get to see him more often than most folks with his son Brexton coming to race here locally at Florence. But that whole night was pretty surreal seeing those cars. That was my first time seeing those cars on track, and all the upgrades and things they've changed there really made it look awesome. The lighting was great. It's going to take a little getting used to with that fence up there. There's talk of will it come down? Will it stay up? You can't give someone the bird over the wall. That's a common sight out on your local Saturday nights. But it's still just an amazing sight to see, really. I just taking it all in. First heat race was pretty wham bang, and the last two were kind of tame compared to the first one.
I heard I think it was Tim Brown talking. I heard him say that he had talked to him, said they were going to take some of the fencing down. Obviously, the wall staying, which not a bad thing. It's just, but they asked him about it, and he was like, they were talking about as the weekly racing, not so much and he was kind of saying that, it is what it is. It's a good upgrade. He said, yeah, the old wall was the old wall, but it was wore out. Mm-hmm. But everybody's got to race the same racetrack, so I don't see many negatives in that, especially being that there's a safer barrier there now, and that allows, if not the Cup Series, you can somehow put the Xfinity Series or trucks out there somehow, make something out of it. So I think that's a great upgrade, especially the lighting. The lighting was a really cool upgrade.
And that being said, they made it, Ben Kennedy and his crew all made it to have the exact proportions the old guardrail had. And one thing that's different now than the guardrail, that wall is straight up and down. The guardrail, they'd have to pull it back, but it would kind of lean. So sometimes you catch a tire the wrong way, it would try to launch a car. Which was
not safe when you didn't have a fence.
Didn't have a fence, just old school. That's how it always was. But I think that in itself is a safety upgrade. So I don't think they're going to need the fence for the local stuff, but we'll just have to wait and see.
For sure. So going on through the night, fast guys, obviously Chase Elliott was fast. Denny Hamlin was fast. Those, Joey Logano's kind of on that board there that, he's typically fast on when they come to a new track like that. Sitting there watching it yourself, what'd you think about the who was going to be fast and who was going to be having a tough night?
A little surprising that it kind of seemed like Chase Elliott was really the only competitive Chevy as far as the bow tie groups were concerned. I thought all the guys did a really good job not tearing their stuff up in a brand new facility with a lot of tight quarters. I mean, there's not a lot of room to race till you're off in the grass or till you're in the fence. I think maybe even it was skinnier track width-wise than the Coliseum setup was, but those had tighter turns. Bowman Gray, it's designed more or less to handle these type of cars where a random stadium doesn't have that. But I really thought that your typical cast of characters were up at the front. Really, we both had our eyes on what Tim Brown and Burt Myers were doing.
Oh, yes.
They had some bad luck in those heat races, so that's kind of was where our focus was.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, Burt Myers took, which I think that was the last chance qualifier that he took the hard that hit. Yeah. But I'm like, how do you hit that hard at that small of a track?
Oh, I've seen some nasty ones. And,
yeah.
We were worried for Ricky Stenhouse's safety.
Yeah, I
think everyone in the building was ready to. We heard some folks say a few guys jumped over the fence to go get him in the parking lot. And I wouldn't scrap with Ricky. That dude has a heck of a gym routine.
He does.
That's one. There's a few drivers where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to mess with this guy. And he's definitely one of them.
I saw Burt Myers said that he had to get a police escort. Ricky had to get a police escort out of there. So.
For Winston-Salem's finest.
But I'm going to tell you, as someone who drives a car, obviously not Cup Series, but, man, especially when you're on that small of a track, it may look like somebody just dumped somebody. And sometimes they do. I'm not saying they don't. Because there's a lot of times they do. But it's like as you're coming out of one corner, you hit the gas and you're going in the next corner, really. And stuff happens so fast that you may not even had time to react to a car in front of you or a car coming down or something like that. So not necessarily taking up for him by no means, but people have to look sometimes and it's like, things can happen, unfortunately. But I think that was I don't know. Those races seem to get more and more egregious, I guess. Everybody knew it was time to go. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know.
That's the nature of an LCQ style format too. You got to go when you got to go, or you're not going to make the show. And you got sponsors and all sorts of people that they want to see you in the big event. And Burt was coming around. He was making some passes. I was very impressed with our two stadium ringers, even though they didn't get in the big show. But that was a big part of the draw too. I think they said something about 40% of the ticket holders were locals.
I saw that,
or people that had been going there for years. And that's just a great combination to have those folks that were dyed-in-the-wool Bowman Gray fans and folks from out of town.
Yeah, that's cool to see that many people came, because we all figured a lot of the locals that typically go there would show up for it, and they did. But it's great to see people that maybe had not been introduced to Bowman Gray and that style of racing show up and like, hey. This is pretty cool. So maybe they made some more lifetime fans. Who knows? It's great for the racing industry as a whole when something like that happens. So just gets more eyes, more people in the stands, more viewers. And I'm gonna tell you, just looking at it from TV, we always talk about our it's talked about so much in NASCAR anymore. How many people are in the stands, and we got certain tracks that hold 60,000 people or whatever the number is, 40,000, and Bowman Gray held 17,000, and it looked just as big, if not bigger, than some of the ones that hold the 40 and 60,000, and I would much rather see, in my opinion, I'd much rather see a 17,000 seat track packed like that than see a half full 60,000 seat track. I don't know. It was cool to see. So I imagine the atmosphere was pretty wild.
It was electric, and I will tell you this, David. I've never been to a race that long where every single green flag lap, everyone was on their feet the whole time.
Wow.
And honestly, something that didn't translate to TV, if you were watching it on TV, there was a lot of crowd noise. They had microphones that you could see that were facing the crowd, but you could tell watching the replay, they didn't pipe it in, but it was there. That's just my one knock on the broadcast. I think those guys do an awesome job, but let's get that crowd noise there, because it was boisterous down there, and I just don't know if that translated over into the network broadcast of it.
I got you. I'm having to send something here.
Yeah, I hope it stays. Honestly, I know there's a lot of talk of that race moving around to different venues, different areas, even different countries. But
yeah, I heard some Brazil talk, and it's what I did hear about that. It was like they don't really have any other time. If they do want to get in that market, there's no other time to do it. Mm-hmm. And, man, I don't know. What do you think?
I think a lot of the teams and drivers were excited to be there because it's such a part of our sport historically, and just means so much to a lot of everyone that works for a NASCAR team essentially lives in North Carolina, so a little 2.5, 3 hour drive is a lot better than an international flight.
That's right.
I'm all for trying new things, though, and we had that All-Star weekend to mess around with, too, with Wilkesboro, but I really like where it's at. I really like our non-points events staying right home.
I do, too. Especially when it's somewhere somewhat local for the guys. That way, like when the new weather was coming in, they either had to do it earlier, it wasn't going to be a option to get it done. Mm-hmm. Well, being that close to the Charlotte, Mooresville, or Concord, Mooresville area, it's not going to hurt a thing to, if they have to be there on a Monday or something along those lines to get it done there. So anyway, guys, real quick, I want to move over here. We got a guest coming in here on the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Vause. What's going on, Brian?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Just trying to mentally and physically prepare ourselves for this coming weekend. It's going to be a big one, no doubt.
Good deal, man. Well, if anybody don't, Brian's been on with us before, but anybody don't know who he is now the, how he'll be famous now is he is one half of On Tap with Steve and Brian, the most popular podcast in the land.
I don't know about all that, but I can tell you that the blooper reel is a thing in itself. We keep the film. We can just keep it rolling the whole time. So there's a lot of outtakes. I would say we probably filmed 4.5 hours just to use 30 minutes because him and I get along and staying on the characters. That's a job in itself, to say the least.
Well, what I want to know, my biggest question is, why Steve's name first? Why we put with Brian and Steve?
Man, that was a thing for a while, man. The first episode, I thought that was actually one of the outtakes because he kept saying, welcome back to On Tap with Brian and Steve. And I was like, oh, cool. I'm all for about Brian and Steve. And I think actually one of the blooper reels, we're sitting there talking about it. We go into about a 20-minute conversation about how it should be Brian and Steve, but it's Steve and Brian. And then we start going about our own track history the few times we raced against each other in super trucks at Myrtle Beach, how that turned out. So the Brian and Steve definitely makes more sense. But we'll go for the sake of story. We'll keep it Steve and Brian.
I got you. Well, also being a manager at Florence Motor Speedway, as everybody sees here on the screen, the Icebreaker coming up this weekend at Florence Motor Speedway. Dude, I am excited. We have got some racing starting back. Ready for it.
Yeah, man, Icebreaker, it's hard to believe that we're just going on now the 10th one. On Tap, too, to talk about that. That's kind of a little bit of exactly how the Icebreaker started. Just him and I sitting around in the off-season, just twiddling our thumbs here. A lot of guys calling us, talking about the year. Clearly, they're ready to go. So about 11 years ago now, we tossed around the idea, and then it kind of came to fruition, so we put it together. And it's been, I'd say it's been growing each and every year, man. It turned out this year is going to be even better. I think we had last year 33. Right now, I think we're at 34. That's already signed up with a few more verbal commitments. And then even the support divisions, limiteds and trucks are both a little over 10 signed up. And then Boo Carlisle and the Star Street Stock, they always bring out about 15 or so. So we're looking forward to it.
Nice, man. There's been a bunch of changes going on at the track and in the processes, and man, I think is something that is culminating to be something good here coming this weekend. First of all, let's just talk about real fast before we get anywhere else. There's a new broadcasting deal. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, the Ultra Broadcasting kind of goes hand in hand with the new sanction here, the URA Ultra Racing Association. Kind of just nothing really was wrong with what we were doing. It was just a lot of pros and cons that we looked at on paper, and something that we thought we needed to change up for ourselves to benefit Florence Motor Speedway, and then hopefully, other tracks are getting on board if this works out in 2025. But Ultra Broadcasting, we're excited about. Steve and Joe Malis just comes on board last year with Topper Media. Has helped us out tremendously with social media. I think everyone can see that, just how much more of a presence we have there. And he does the website, and he does a phenomenal job. But Ultra Broadcasting, if we have any kind of creative direction we want to go, we have the full reins on it. So, for instance, the podcast or any kind of blooper reels or another podcast or anything that we want to do, if we want to get Joe going out in the field at people's shops, and we can just do what we want, man. We can do different camera angles. We're trying to be creative with it. Things in the race that you typically haven't seen on other platforms that we're excited about. May work out, may not. But, hey, I think it's going to be interesting, at least for everybody to watch it.
Always worth a try, man. So,
yeah, right. I mean, you sit situated for so long, everything's kind of been the same. Car counts are always the same. The fans coming out are always about the same amount. So, I mean, that's good, comfortable, but why not try something to maybe make it even a little bit bigger and better?
That's right. That's right. So, with that being said, tell us a little bit about the rundown for this weekend. What's going on? When's it going to be happening?
Yeah, so the on-track activity, we'll have the Thursday, similar to what we have done for all the big events. There'll be like an optional practice day for anyone who wants to partake in that. Kind of go ahead, get parked, and if you want to hit the track, just a small fee that goes with it, of course, just to help us out and help us better prepare. Then Friday is an open practice, no charge for anyone that wants to get some track time, but we'll also utilize that time to our advantage to try to get a lot of the pre-tech stuff out of the way. Go ahead and get tires mounted for the Saturday in the race, and we'll keep them impounded. And then Saturday is the big one, of course. Not as complex as it is in the 400. The Icebreaker is intended to be much more of a laid-back feel. Still got to do, cross the T's and dot the I's. It's got to be as professionally run as it possibly can be. But it's only one round of practice that morning. Grandstand gates open at 12. Qualifying 12:30, then we'll roll right into the features. We've got limited late models, be 50 laps, super trucks 40, late models 125, straight through, no brakes, and then Vause Star Street Stocks will be the highlight there at the end with 40 laps for you guys.
That sounds good, man. That sounds like a exciting weekend to come back racing. So, like we just talked about there, let everybody know one more time where they can go to. If they're not going to be at the track, obviously, come to the track if you can. It's going to be great weather. That is one thing I was looking at today. Dude, it is
we always cross our fingers. Every year we cross our fingers. Anytime we're looking at a race, please just let the weather cooperate. People even joke around how Steve controls the weather. Maybe he does, because we've been very fortunate the last couple of seasons to not have any rain out.
That's what I was fixing to say.
It looks really good. They have snow in the area, not even a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, and now we're back up in the mid-60s to low 70s, and it looks like it's going to be the same this weekend.
That's right. So weather's going to be great to be in the stands, be at the track. So obviously, come out to the track, come in the stands, hang out. But let everybody know how they can get on and watch the broadcast of this race.
Yeah, so we'll have some free content. Of course, you'll see on social media, kind of guide you that direction. But if you want to go ahead and get a jump ahead of everyone, you can go to ultrabroadcaster.com. You can subscribe monthly, or you can go ahead and subscribe annually. I know people see that monthly fee, and it kind of scares them away right now, but that's going to come down. And the Icebreaker is kind of a big standalone event in itself. That's the only thing that we'll really have is live coverage in the month of February. But as we roll into March, we'll have more content. So the price will be lower. It's not as big races, but there's a lot of races. I mean, even we're partnered up with Michael Diaz and Southern National, and all of his speed weeks there is going to be on Ultra Broadcasting as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. I
hear even our buddy Skyler over here is going to be on some Ultra Broadcasting this year, maybe.
Yeah, it's possible for the local shows, Brian. I did want to ask you, how did you all manage to did Steve Post reach out to you? We understand we're getting the amateurs out of the booth for this one, and I'm all on board for it. I think it's awesome to having Postman down there. How did that come about, and will there be a sighting of maybe someone with the last name Earnhardt? We're still trying to figure that out.
Man, you never know. Kind of like that was it last year when he just kind of popped in out of nowhere and just raced. He had kind of kept us in the dark a little bit, and sometimes that's good. It doesn't. I mean, it would be nice for us on the side of the professionalism to plan, so people's not coming like, oh, this is a what show. But I think we do a pretty good job of staying ahead of that, and we'll be prepared if that does happen. I know Steve Post and Steve Zacharias, they go pretty far back. I don't think a lot of people know that. We touched on it, when we had him on for On Tap. But Steve Post is just a name that his voice is synonymous with racing and everywhere, not even just in region and short tracks. You'll hear him on the INX with the Legends of Bandos, and you'll also hear him on MRN. So I'm really excited to be with Steve Post. He gets down there, man. He does all the field work. He's prepared. Nothing hardly ever gets over him. So Steve Post is already one step ahead of everybody else when it comes to that. So we're just gonna. I think it's gonna be good. Skyler, we got to get you, man. We got Ultra Broadcast. We're gonna have a platform just for you to put on concerts on that thing.
This is what I'm talking about.
That'd be cool, man. I'm on board for that. Oh, one other question, obviously.
Hey, I heard David too. Now that we're gonna have the open night and the feature. David busted off that national anthem last year. I was like, what? Where did this come from? Heck yeah!
See, I didn't think Skyler knew about that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I ended up singing it one time.
Heck yeah, brother! Let's go. I wish I could have seen the video of that.
They didn't even. That's how bad it was. They didn't even put it on the broadcast.
And I guess one other question:
I forgot what it was. Oh, good.
Are there any plans to maybe hit up AB InBev and have them sponsor Mick Ultra Broadcasting? That seems like a hand-in-hand situation for you all.
Yeah, that's definitely Steve's brand. My brand's more of the Middle Light, so that's the conflict of interest between us there. So when we talked about what they call everything, like he said, I just keep saying the word Ultra. I said, well no crap, you say Ultra because you see it every day. maybe I like the Middle Light route a little bit better. But Ultra really is kind of it's more of a broader name. I think it really ties in what we're trying to accomplish here. So it's pretty detailed.
Well, good deal, brother. Well, man, I can't wait to be out there this weekend at Florence Motor Speedway and get racing started back. It's going to be a great show. I'm sure of it. And, man, we sure appreciate you coming on as you do every once in a while and hanging out with us. I do want to let y'all know, real quick, me and Brian did some iRacing over the past year at least, or whenever it was. I don't even remember when it was. I don't want to remember when it was because I think they invited me to this league just so Brian could outrun the dog out of me every week.
I don't know about that. I've said that iRacing, I got a love-hate relationship. You get on there, and some guys are really fast, and I bite my tongue a lot. I want to say, you remember, guys, this is a video game. I've done this in real life. Don't rub it in my face when y'all rub me. I know how it can be on both sides of the fence for sure when it comes to iRacing.
Cool, man. All right, buddy. Well, I sure do appreciate it. And y'all go check out, obviously, Ultra Broadcasting, but, go check out On Tap with Steve and Brian. Is it going to be a weekly thing, or what are we going to have?
Man, we talk. I don't know.
Is it a series? Is it a podcast? What is it?
He's sitting there. First episode. He says about 100 times, "This is not a podcast. This will not be weekly." And I'll be damned every week he's calling me back in. Let's do another one. Man, I even touched on it on episode 2. I said at some point we got to get down there and get some hands there and do some physical labor to prepare for these races. But it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, just a couple guys who love racing, are passionate about it, trying to run the show, just having a few beers to unwind and talking about our plans. Sometimes it might be news breaking what we're thinking of, and people might say that's not going to work. But they might be curious to see if it does work. I think 2025, to touch on, is going to be exciting in itself. We got a lot of interesting things partnering up with Diaz, this I-95 showdown. Our point structure has been redone with the Palmetto Clash for some of our divisions. So I would definitely like to come back on with you guys because you do phenomenal with Chicken Ball Alley. So come back on and touch about the season itself before we get started. For sure, man. That's what I was going to say. Is we're after the icebreaker here, we're definitely going to have to get on and talk about the whole all that y'all got going on because it looks really cool and I think that has great potential. And obviously, I think it has even more potential in the future after you get a year of it under your belt. So cool, man. One day we just get you in here in studio and just really confuse Steve. That way he won't know where you're supposed to be. That's right. We'll have to do like the movie Semi-Pro with Jackie Moon. We'll have to do a merger. Merger, Jackie Moon. Chicken Bone and On Tap, 2-1. There you go. Let's do it. All right, buddy. Well, man, we sure appreciate you again. And I will be talking to you here in a few days at the track, man. Yeah, David, Skyler, appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Brian Vause from Florence Motor Speedway hanging out with us here. Dude, I'm ready for it.
Ready for the icebreaker. Ready to see some late model stock action, some street stock action, some trucks on tap there. And I say on tap now. I'm just like, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, he told of the Star Tour coming. Props to Boo Carlisle. He took a bad one at Dillon. I was down there doing the pit lane work with Racing America, and that was a little bit of a tense moment there. Glad he's healed up enough and ready to rock and roll, but glad he's able to heal up quickly because that was a rough one down there on the front stretch.
Yes.
So I guess some answered prayers there, and I'm excited for it, man. And I love it. Anytime the street stocks come to South Carolina to one of these tracks up near us, I just get a little bit extra excitement because that's just the working man's racing division, and I always love talking to those guys.
I obviously don't have one, but I've always loved street stocks, man. They're a lot of fun and a lot of fun to watch, and the personalities in them are great because, like you said, it's the working man. It's not the polished guy who's worrying about sponsors most of the time and pleasing everybody. You get the real reaction from it. So anyway, let's pause 1 second here for a couple little ads here.
Stock Car Steel and Aluminum is a full-line steel service center stocking thousands of sizes, shapes, grades, and types of metals and plastic. If you need it, they have it. And if not, they work fast to find what you need and get it to you. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum also has the ability to cut orders to your specifications as requested. Their dedicated team not only brings many years of experience to the table, but they are always ready and willing to lend a hand with anything you may need. Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. Your material needs are covered here. Chicken Bone Alley is brought to you by SRI Performance. They are your one-stop shop for all things racing. Do you need performance parts? Look no further. They offer a wide range of high-performance parts for various types of racing, including stock car racing, dirt racing, and more. SRI Performance also has the most knowledgeable employees in the industry. If you're looking for that hard-to-find part, they've got it. And if you're wondering how to make it work on your car, they know it. Check them out online at www.sriperformance.com. And when you do, don't forget to use the promo code CBONE10. That's C as in chicken, BONE10, and get 10% off at checkout.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Also want to thank our good friends over at Profab Headers and Exhaust. Profab Headers and Exhaust, they are quality that wins. We sat there and looked at the Rolex 24. There was Profab headers on the winners' cars there, and there's so many other races around the world that there are Profab headers that are attached to those machines that are making serious horsepower. So if anything you got, I don't care what kind of ride it is, what kind of racing you're doing, go check out our buddies over at Profab Headers and Exhaust, and they'll hook you up today. Also, Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Man, I got one in my car. Got one of those big power plants in my ride. So go check out Earl Ramey Racing Engines. Get you some time on that chassis dyno, and they will hook you up for sure. Also, go ahead and shout out our good friends over at Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. Dixie Made, they have every brand of clothing and all the good stuff that everybody wants. So y'all go over to Dixie Made, check them out today. Tell them we sent you over there, and they'll greatly appreciate it. Also, Fresh Chef up in the Race City area. I should have told you about Fresh Chef when y'all went up there, man. Y'all were coming over. Good food. Stopped there the other week after the Cars Racing Show in Conover, and man, such good food. Daily food and drink specials there. So y'all go check out Fresh Chef if you're up in the Race City area. Also, our good friends over at MPM Marketing, marketwithmpm.com. Head over there if you are trying to get started in this thing we call racing, or even if you are experienced and you want to move up in it, you got to have a great marketing partner. And there's none better than Tanya over at MPM. So head over to, like I said, Market with MPM. Talk with our good friend Tanya, and she'll get you hooked up and ready to go for sure. So, anyway, guys, let's see. What's going on, man? Kevin Link out there.
Hey, what's up, Kevin?
So, like I said, Icebreaker this coming weekend. I want to, before we get into our next segment here, we didn't really finish all about Bowman Gray there. So, Cup race came up Sunday night after all the heat races, the last chance qualifiers, all that good stuff. You were in the house, so tell us what you thought.
Man, that was a good one. I wasn't expecting it to be as wild as maybe your typical Saturday night with all the things that happen. You kind of know there's enough level-headedness most of the time with the Cup Series. But I think it was a great mix of aggression, short track action, and some good racing. I mean, we had some side-by-side moments and some passing. Yes. And I was just very impressed with the whole show. I mean, front to back, it was really fun. And the Budweisers were a little expensive, but we definitely bought a few of those too. So we really enjoyed ourselves. And congrats to Chase Elliott. That was a really popular win, obviously. So the crowd went nuts when he crossed the finish line first. And I was super impressed. I think there's no doubt in my mind, honestly. I hope I'm not jinxing us that we're not coming back and running this back again in February. The weather was even good.
It was great.
Yeah, we weren't cold, but maybe some people with a little thinner bones might have been. But I thought it was perfect. And come on back, NASCAR. We'd love to have you again up there,
dude. I'm sitting here. I was thinking a few weeks ago, and I can't even remember what game it was, but there was a football game, and they were playing in, I don't know, inches of snow. And I'm sitting there like, you can sit here and watch a race. I mean, obviously it can't snow, but it can be a little cool outside. Man, it's like I've told everybody, I don't know how many times, if you want cold weather, schedule the 400 at Florence or schedule the New Year's Bash at Dillon. Because all of a sudden it's cold.
That's the cool thing, though. In this area, this region of the Carolinas, we don't have an off season.
No.
It goes straight into New River runs a big race in the later part of the year. Florence with the 400, Dillon with the New Year's Bash.
Yes.
And then we get Bowman Gray Stadium with the Cup Series, and now we got the Icebreaker coming up, and then Speed Weeks down in New Smyrna, and man, there is no off season. And I love winter racing. You get to wear a vintage NASCAR Winston Cup Series jacket, and we can show it off.
We're gonna get a model here.
Get a model here. This is what I was wearing most of the weekend. Here, Bethany, spit on around and show the good people that thing right there. So that's pretty cool. Getting to rock the old vintage Winston drip. Me and Pike were joking Saturday. He had a black one from the 90s. And we were like, we're in Winston-Salem wearing vintage Winston jackets. This is
awesome.
Perfect moment right here.
That is so awesome.
So, yeah, I love wintertime racing. You get to see your breath a little bit. But, hey, I think that's what it's all about.
Dude, I've been trying to talk to promoters around here into let's just race through the winter. Let's not race June, July, and August.
It's hot here.
I'll be just fine with that. I know there's a few big races, and I'm even like, that would actually give some guys a chance to go race other places if they wanted to. So I don't know. I'm still all for the.
And I love the winter heat series. Back in the day as a kid watching that, you get your Florida tracks, Arizona tracks, California.
Yep.
And South Carolina pretty much does have decent year-round weather, so we're definitely doing sort of some semblance of the NASCAR winter heat series like they used to have.
That's right. I'm just like, let's race all winter. I'm good with winter. So, ladies and gentlemen, new segment coming in to Chicken Bone Alley. It is The Dirt with Racin Jason. Man, what is going on?
How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing absolutely marvelous. How you doing?
Not bad. Hey, I like the NPM. Shout out, Tanya. All right.
That's right. So, I want to real quick before we go too far into this. I want to kind of let you introduce yourself. Everybody in the dirt world already knows who you are. They follow your stuff, man. Yeah, you can shake your head all you want, but it's true. Everybody follows Racin Jason on Twitter, and so let all our asphalt people know who you are, where you're from, all that good stuff.
Racin Jason from Blythewood, South Carolina. I eat, breathe, sleep, dirt late model racing. That's all I can say. That's what I do. That's who I am.
That's right. Well, we want to start a kind of a new segment this season with Jason here, and man, I told him, I said, I want you to run with it. I said, I want you to give us the lowdown, all the news, the rumors, all what's happening in the dirt world. We're always over here. I try to watch as much dirt as I can. Honestly, I do. I really do, because I love it. But I'm always over here at an asphalt track racing ourselves and stuff like that. So I was like, man, we got to get somebody that's in the know on all this stuff. And so man, we greatly appreciate you hanging out with us and giving us some time.
I appreciate the invite, man. I just appreciate y'all asking me to do this.
For sure, buddy. For sure. So, tell us what's going on. What's going on in the dirt world, in your world over there?
Man, I'll tell you what, RTJ almost went for 3 for 3, didn't he? Wow, that last lap deal with him and Albertson, that was hit that U-tire. That was it. I had my buddy Smoke, who works with Donald McIntosh's team, had me on FaceTime yesterday. He's walking through the pits. So I said, first I said, hey to Shay, his wife. Give a shout out to Shay. She's awesome. And I asked Ricky, I said, what'd you tear up? Everything. so he had to rebuild the whole front end, upper control arms and all that stuff. So,
man, I heard some people talking, after, a few weeks ago and stuff, talking about, man, I don't think Ricky's going to have it this year. And I was like, man, he's had 3 races. I said, just give him a minute. So, I think he's back. I think he's back already.
Yeah, believe me, there were a lot of heads spinning after Golden Isles. We were like, is this the same Ricky? Is this the same RTJ who won the Lucas Championship? I mean, he was, way back in the practice times and all, qualifying. If Ricky can doggone get us qualifying, Pat, he gonna tear him up again, I believe.
That's right. I'm with you on that. I think I think Bobby Kohler and them, they're a force to be reckoned with. As everybody else in the series, but Bobby's not afraid to spend the money that he needs to put his cars up front. So,
and what great people they are.
Yes,
great
for
people.
sure. For sure.
But, Garrett Albertson is showing speed. Devin Moran, the doggone roster, World of Outlaws got like 20 guys running, but the roster for Lucas is, from the top to the bottom is just stacked.
Yeah, for sure.
Stacked.
What is
Look
it with
the rookie class?
What is it with Devin every year? With Devin, he kind of starts out just on fire. He's really super fast through speed weeks and stuff like that. And not that he ever gets bad by no means. It just seems like the first year he's always on fire.
Yeah, goes out the box, fast. It shows sped. We call this sped. He shows a lot of sped.
That's right.
So, right out the box, and that's just the way Devin is. If you need a gear change, transmission change, Devin can do anything to that doggone car.
That's right.
He knows what it needs. He knows, the ins and outs of that thing.
Well, man, while you on it down there, obviously, I was watching a little bit and heard that the track was a little bit of a talk this week.
Well, I don't know. You can't watch track prep. Oh, yeah. It was very, let's see, interesting. Let's put it to you like that right there. It was very interesting. The guy, Wendell, I guess his name is, came off the tractor and told everybody to go back to the doggone haulers, or I won't, that was just wild. That was just wild. Smokes texted me. I mean, I'm sorry, had me on FaceTime. Okay, what they doing to the track? What they doing to the track? I said, I don't know. I got the speed shot going in 1 and 2. I ain't seen a grader. I ain't even seen a water truck yet. And it's been going on for like 3-4 minutes. And finally they showed the other side going into 1 and 2 by the pit gate. And I was sitting there with the door open. I said, man, I don't know what's going on. And then he called me about 5 minutes later, said, yeah, he told everybody to go back to the haulers. So, yeah, I do not know what's going on down there, man.
I've never seen that.
I'm not either. I get a drone. Then you can really see the track.
There you go.
I don't know. That was just wild. I've never in my life.
For sure, man. For sure. So tell us some highlights of it down there. What early part of the season here? What's the word out there? What's going on out there?
Well, I will tell you it'll be a surprise entry at Volusia later this week. I will tell you that.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll be a surprise entry at Volusia.
Sweet.
But that's bad. I mean, I don't know what Cody Sumner. He posted something on Twitter earlier. I don't know. He said, big things are in the works for Cody, and he's a very, very intelligent, smart man. So sure. I don't know what he's got going on.
Jason, I go to Volusia every year. I've been doing that for about 7 years. Love that place. Love the facility. Everything the World Racing Group has done to make that truly the premier dirt track in Florida is awesome. How important is it to have success there? Because they run so many races there. You run your sprint cars, your dirt late models, your big blocks, and your UMP modifieds. But getting that good start to the season and having a strong speed weeks, what does that do for these guys when they go forward through their regular season?
Gives them momentum, knowing that you can go to a track like Volusia, big, kind of flat, and you can, if you do good at Volusia, you probably can do good anywhere. So to really get that under your belt with a good run, like Guston did, having good runs, wins, and get that under your belt and take that momentum with you, like Devin Moran, like RTJ. I'm not going back to RTJ with the momentum. I don't care what track it is. If you come out the box tires spinning like that, hey man, that's momentum for the rest of the year.
That's right. That's right, for sure. So what's the hot topics going on, man? You obviously we got a surprise entry. What we thinking? If you know. But what's your thoughts on Cody Sumner there? He like you said, smart man. What's the rumors going on out there? I know you know.
No, I have not heard of that. Is he gonna do sprint cars? I have no idea what Cody's got. I have no. When Cody gets something up his sleeve, oh, watch out now. So I don't know. I really don't know.
I do have to ask. I mean, that brings me back to it. I know, what was it at Eldora last year? He had one of his cars that he had, they had built themselves. Mm-hmm. What's the deal with that?
Hey, he wanted to try something new. He wanted to go racing and stuff. So he built this doggone chassis from the get-go. What I understand, he even built his own jig.
Yeah.
So everything he made, he has done himself. So yeah.
So does that look like something that's going to actually go into production, or is that you think that's just a one-time deal?
Oh, I to see how it does. It was like Ashton Winger, with the Fusion chassis.
Yep.
If he can get some good runs under his doggone belt, it might be like, but there's always a shiny new toy. That's right. If this chassis over here is starting to run good, everybody got to go get that. So wait a minute, that was doing good over there. Everybody goes get that. So it's a shiny new toy. It changes about every year.
That's right. Cool, man. So what's coming up in the? Obviously, we got Volusia coming up. What else coming up in the dirt world that you got your eyes on?
Winter Freeze, baby, let's go! Kelly Carton in his new Southern Thunder Series Saturday. Let's go!
What you think?
I'm looking forward to. As of 2 weeks ago, 27 were already signed in, and I know one, maybe two outlaw teams will go to Screven. So this is going to be interesting. Keep your eyes on Screven. Screven's going to be sneaky good.
my buddy Richard Burns races over there at Sumter a good bit. He just said that train chassis to the front.
Oh, Dustin Mitchell. Okay. All right, cool. I got you. All right. I'll keep you on Dustin Mitchell this year. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Shout out to Phil Coltrane. Benji Cole. Yes, sir.
Yep.
That is one nice guy, man. Benji Cole is awesome.
We got to see them a little bit up there and at the Cars Racing Show there a few weeks back, or about a month back now, and good looking ride for sure. Good looking chassis.
Jason, you've been to so many dirt tracks, probably up and down this region. Do you have a favorite from the fans' perspective, a favorite to watch?
Well, my favorite track ain't running this year, man. Ultimate in Elkin. Oh, the Bobby Kohler track. Man, that place is awesome. When we went to the Longhorn Invitational, the Sidney Langston Memorial, man, that was one heck of a race. Huddy, oh my God, that was the best race that I went to last year. That was awesome. It was only because it was mostly Longhorn Invitational, so it was only 18 cars. But man, we had 10 of the top drivers in the country there that Sunday. That was absolutely fantastic. What a race.
Last time I went to that track, it was still Friendship Speedway.
Friendship, I remember that.
Yeah.
So,
been there when it was Friendship. Been to Friendship when it was asphalt. How about that?
Yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. It was asphalt at one time. So that's a nice track. I like that track for sure.
Oh, man. Wide race, 2 grooves. Oh, man, I love that place. I'm going to miss it.
We went there. I heard some things about it, and I know you've probably heard too, but I heard there actually may be some racing there this year.
Not carved in stone. I've heard that too, but we'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. The Kohlers, I believe, is going to concentrate right now on the boys racing with the modifieds and the late model and everything.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to put all their effort into that deal right now. Yeah. Their evolution right now racing.
That's probably smart, in all honesty, with what they got going on. Because I think Jordan's a good driver, and I think
wheelman. Look at Eldor. Look at the set fast time at Eldor. I mean, yeah,
he's got a lot of potential. So focusing on his racing, and there's nobody better right now that could, other than RTJ, that could step in there and help him become even better driver. So that's a cool deal. All right,
that's what I told RTJ too, and I told Jordan this too late last year. I said, man, when I said, man, that's a great minute for you, man. I said, man, that's gonna be a great twosome right there.
For sure. All right, so early in the season, obviously, give us some predictions, obviously, for Outlaws and Lucas Oil. Who are too early to predict season champions? Go ahead, give it to us.
Well, can anybody stop Pierce from number 1?
I don't think so.
Better watch out for Guston. I think Guston gonna make some doggone noise in that Infinity. I really do. You watch out for doggone Guston. It's the war. It's gonna be the war versus Bobby Pierce.
Yeah.
Lucas. I mean, let's talk about the rookie class right now for the Outlaws. Keep your eyes on Ethan Dawson. He gonna make some noise too. I think Ethan gonna be something in the MSD car.
Yeah, Ethan. I got to spend some time with him, and actually in the Longhorn shop, we talked for a while one day, and man, I'm gonna tell you, when Ethan can. I think he was so entrenched in the modified for so long. When he can stay out of trouble in the late model right now, he's super fast. And I know the potential he has, and I think he's getting it. I think it's coming to him.
He won the cotton picking, man. He gonna make some noise this year. I say maybe 2, maybe 3 wins for Ethan Dawson.
That's right. I feel you there. Cool. I like it. All right. So coming up weeks, you talking about Scriven this weekend, or Scriven coming up. Who you liking down there? And new tour. What's it called? The Southern Thunder.
Southern Thunder.
Yeah, Southern Thunder.
Kelly Carlton.
Yep.
Southern Thunder series.
What you think about that?
Oh, well, we can go in further than that. Okay, here you got Kelly Carton starting his own deal, leads Ultimate. Dwayne Keith leads Southern All-Stars, going to run Ultimate. And Ray Cook now has got Southern All-Stars and the Spring and some Southern Nationals. Yeah. So these guys have really stepped up, branched out. Their plates are full. I hate to be them. Wait a minute. I kind of wish that. That'd be a good problem to have. You know what I mean? I wish that was me. But, these guys stepping up, changing series, changing over. That's going to be interesting to watch.
I have a question about that. And I've thought about this when I saw, the Southern Thunder Tour coming. And obviously we lost the, what was it? The
MLRA?
MLRA. That's what I was trying to remember. But yeah, we lost the MLRA. But do you ever think, and I'm just wondering from somebody in your perspective, do you ever think that we're getting oversaturated in series? No. Okay.
No, not at all. The only way I can say this is, it's like when Clash and Ultimate race on the same night. You have them, 5 or 6 hours apart, which I can understand that. But why y'all running on the same night, man? Y'all killing me with this.
Yeah.
They two Rams just bumping heads and nobody giving inch. And that's the way Joey Chapman and Kelly Carton are. They're gonna stick to the grounds and hey, if you don't like it, there you go. There's the other option over there.
That's right. Well, cool, man. What else you got? Anything else for us?
Ocala's gonna be interesting this week. They're doing practice right now. Smoke FaceTimed me just now, and we got like 40 cars on premises just for practice night.
Nice.
So that's gonna be interesting.
Nice.
41 of those little miniature My Light cars.
Oh, them things are cool.
The legend car, but the modified body.
Yeah.
41. Hello.
Them things are awesome.
And there's so many cars there's so many haulers in the pit. Tanner English is in the parking lot.
Wow.
Yeah, they ran out of room.
Tanner probably don't mind that too much.
Hey, I told him you can't park there.
Oh, cool, man.
Jason, you got a lot of energy, man. I get like the Carolina Kenny Wallace vibes from you. You're like
right. Coffee with Kenny. Come on, where's my cup? I don't need coffee.
Where's your Snoko cup, man?
But just look out for I think JD gonna be tough this week. I really do. RTJ, this is his favorite track, by the way. Yeah. So RTJ probably gonna make some noise.
I hear you. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I miss East Bay.
You had to do it.
I had to. I had to do it.
You had to do it, man. You just had to go there, man. I tell you what, God.
We need a moment of silence.
I got a fixture. Oh, is that East Bay hat you got on?
No, it's not East Bay. I was just saying we need a moment of silence for East Bay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, God, absolutely. But I got this whole problem fixed. Now, it's going to be cold. All right, here's how we can fix this whole deal. All right, Wild West Shootouts at Vado, right?
Yep.
You're already out there for a week, right?
Yep.
All right. Have Wild West Shootout, Lucas Oil, back-to-back weeks. All right. Travel across the country. Stop off in Tulsa. You can watch the Chili Bowl. Reschedule everything down here. And there you go. Problem solved. So you ain't got to go to Florida. Start right there at Golden Isles and work your way up to Scrubbin and where else.
There you go.
There you go. Problem solved.
They just need you running the series.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard of a fix.
It's really not.
But like I said, it's going to be cold at Vado. I know it's going to be cold, but there you go.
It'll be all right. Well, cool, man. Well, man, I just want to tell you I appreciate you coming on and coming on the show this season and going to hang out with us and give us all the news and the upcoming and the rumors and all that fun stuff, man. I am greatly appreciative and I'm excited for it.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you guys. And hey, don't forget tomorrow night, Ripping the Lip. Tune in Tuesday night.
That's what I was fixing to say. Let everybody know where they can find you and find all what you got going on.
I'm on Twitter every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. We start at MySpace. Of course, everybody's going to doggone retweet it and everything, so you can't miss it. But we We just had to get in the doggone room by 25 of us, just talk, dirt late model racing, whatever. That's what we do.
There you
go. Like I said, I eat, live, breathe this sport, man. I love it.
There you go. Well, man, we sure appreciate it. And can't wait to have you back on, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Keep the wheels spinning and the pit are grinning, all right?
All right, man. Take it easy.
Y'all be good, man.
Thanks.
Later.
All right, everybody. Racin Jason on with us tonight. And appreciate him coming on. And like I said, it's going to be a new segment for this season. So, like you said, the Carolina Kenny Wallace, I like it.
He's a heck of a character, man. I just got way more energy just listening to him talk. We've been a little road weary this past weekend, and wow, that guy's got a lot of juice, man.
I love it.
I love to see it.
I check him out on Twitter. Well, that's how I found him. I mean, just I follow all kind of accounts on Twitter, and I don't really do much on Twitter, but I follow a lot of people on there, and he was kind of one that I came across, and dude is in the know. Everybody loves him. Everybody talks to him. He is in the know. If there's something going on, he knows about it.
And you want to talk to that guy.
Exactly.
He's giving people a boost,
Exactly. I absolutely love it. Well, cool. Well, man. So, we got you here on the show with us. What you've had going on lately, man? What kind of shows you been doing, and tell us a little bit about how your years went, and all that stuff, new music and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, well, January, as far as show dates and tour dates and things like that, a little slower month compared to the rest of the year. But just cut a new single, just got my mix back, my initial mix today. So there might be a couple tweaks in it, but I think we might have a little preview for our friends right here. But yeah, we've been hitting the studio. Shout out to my friend Stephanie Sullivan, who our folks at Florence have seen perform live on stage, and my good buddy Manning Feldner playing some guitar with me. And just cut a new track. We got a working title, but I think we're going to call it High, Wide, and Handsome. And y'all racing fans know what that's all about. Today I woke up with head searing pain. Must have put a few too many down. It's hurting my brain. What can I say? It gets me tired one on. Now it's time to put the hammer down. It's time to be gone. Been running high, wide, and handsome with the wall all day. Been loading up and burning out like it's victory lane. But something I remember that Mama would tell, watch out for high water coming after raising hell. I think a few of our listeners understand this exact feeling right here. Mama's got to tell you what you're doing wrong first. Lord, I've been spinning out early, fighting them morning aches. I've been flying down this road with nothing left in the brakes. What do we get paid? How long were we on? I guess it's time to roll the trolley out. It's time to be gone. Been running high, wide, and handsome with the wall all day. Been loading up and burning out like it's victory lane. Something I remember from what Mama would tell, watch out for high water coming after raising hell. There was a lot of hell raised this weekend. There was a whole lot. That was a fun time. Appreciate you, Kevin. I'm assuming bad meaning good, right? Yeah. 2 D's. 2 D's. That's got to be good. Lord, I don't want to waste a good moonlit night. Don't want the devil taking everything I've worked for all my life. There's got to be a balance before the levees break. Got 3 good reasons here to raise up a drink. Yeah. Been running high, wide, and handsome with the wall. Appreciate y'all being patient. Listen to the whole song too.
Listen to it. It's here. Dropping new music.
It's something I remember from what Mama would tell. Watch out for high water coming after raising hell.
They can listen to your ramble on here. They can listen to this.
After raising hell. I guess it cut off there, but we were almost done.
It did. Don't know what happened.
That's all good. Appreciate y'all being patient with that one, but excited for some new music. And if you're anywhere near the Carolina coast or the Charlotte area, just played in Columbia last week. We've been growing our footprint. Be down in Fernandina Beach, Florida, this coming week.
Nice.
On my way down to Speed Weeks, and we're doing the national anthem Wednesday at Volusia, Thursday at New Smyrna, Friday at Volusia, Saturday at New Smyrna. So if you're coming down for Speed Weeks, come say hi. And had some free beers last time. I've got to make sure to watch out for as many free beers as we're drinking. But either way,
those are the best ones, right?
They're the best ones to taste for sure. So love y'all, man. Appreciate the support.
Man, that's awesome. It's really cool to see all the music you have come out and see all the places you're going. And man, I really appreciate you dropping new music here on the show for sure. That's awesome. Dude, I'm ready to see you. You got a bunch of shows. Obviously, you got some stuff lined up down there, but you got a bunch of shows lined up for the year already. It look like you got a big year lined out.
Big year. And we're gonna do a few things right here locally. March 1st, right after the modified race, we're gonna be putting on a concert at Shug's Steakhouse.
Sweet.
The Kelly boys and the Kelly family.
Vegas.
Yeah. So y'all come. That'll be sort of our post race party, since that's a day race.
Yeah.
And just would invite everyone with the racing community here in Florence area to come and check it out, because I love putting on shows for y'all.
I will tell you too, Shug's got some good food over there. I will give them that. They're not sponsored this show at all, but but I will let you know they have some good food. I have eaten over there a few times.
I can't wait to try it.
I'm telling you, that's good stuff. Good stuff, man. So let's just obviously. This year, it's going to be, I mean, you got a bunch of cool stuff coming on, but it's going to be hard to overshadow getting to sing National Anthem at Bowman Gray. But let's go back to 2024, man. What seemed like one of your big highlights of the year, singing-wise?
Well, I guess up until this...
So I said singing-wise.
Up until this weekend. Love you, baby. Up until this weekend, I think the biggest crowd I'd ever performed in was when Dale came and did the national anthem right here at Florence Motor Speedway. Just opening up some new venues that I hadn't played before in towns I hadn't spent a lot of time in. Played some shows like in Greenville, the Charlotte area, and Columbia, some new venues. And gosh, just if I had to pick one moment. Oh, here it is right here. So Michael Adams, who races locally at Bowman Gray Stadium, and I think Bobo Brown and his buddy Rob Dixon came down, and I was playing my song, Bowman Gray, in Surfside Beach, and they randomly just happened to be walking in while I was playing that song. And, they were, of course, stoked that someone was doing a song about that place, and bought my merch, and we had an awesome conversation. So that was just, again, one of those act of God type of things that was just really cool to have happen. But yeah, a lot of good things, a lot more things to come.
That's sweet, man. Sweet. Cool, man. Well, dude, I am so ready for the icebreaker this week. You gonna be singing national anthem there too?
Yes, sir.
I thought that's what we said. So sweet, dude. It's been a great year. 2024 was. Glad to have you on the show with us, on the car with us, and that was really cool. And I hope that we're able to lead some people over to Skyler Whitfield there. Check out his music, and because we definitely were. I was listening to it, man. I was looking at one of my Spotify things one day. It was one of my top songs for 2024. I'm trying to remember what even song, because I was just listening to the whole album.
Remember you said you liked Homeward Bound,
yes,
a little folk
tune at the end.
Yes, it may have been
Homeward Bound. May have been was one of my top ones, and I'm a sucker for those kind.
Yeah, the slower ballad. Yeah, that's cool, man.
So it's been great, man. It really has. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, I appreciate it, and I appreciate being able to kind of meld these two communities, the racing community and the music community. A lot of them would all want to party together, so
that's right.
I'm just happy to do it, and anyone that is listening, follow me on my platforms, SkylerWhitfield.live for shows and scheduling and maybe some videos here and there. So I appreciate it, y'all.
There we go. Well, man, all right. Well, it's been a good show here. Start off the 2025 season. We're going to have a ton of stuff coming up. Going to some, a lot of racing I'm going to do. Connor's going to do. A lot of places Skyler's going to do. And Kevin said he needs to get you on the 58 machine there.
All right, man. If I'm doing a test lap, it's got to be at Florence. No walls, please.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a lot of fun this year, and back at it again.
Can't wait, man. If anything, this weekend has just gotten me even more stoked for the racing season this year, and I hope a lot of other people feel that way.
All right, so since you're here, we're gonna do this like I just asked Jason with the dirt stuff, but I'm gonna ask you on the asphalt side. Obviously, way too early to predict, but we're gonna do it anyway. Mm-hmm. Since you were just at the Cup race, who do you think is going to be your 2025 Cup Series champion?
Boy, recency bias really makes me like Chase Elliott.
I'm telling you.
But I have a feeling this is going to be the year Denny finally breaks the drought. I know a lot of people don't like him, but
it's not that I don't like him. I just feel like they had a lot of changes over there. I think it's going to be a tough year for him, personally.
Yeah, it's hard for me to tell because everything changes as soon as that playoff switch starts. And he's just always been a guy that's been snake bit. And I know they're going to be going through some things, but the way the teams are now are usually a lot different than how they're going to be in September to the fall. So that would be my pick. I just feel like he's gotten so close. I think he's owed one. That would be my pick if I had to pick one.
Okay. That's cool. I'm going to go with... I think we're going to have a new champion, somebody who's never done it before. I believe C-Bell.
Okay.
It's going to take it this year.
Yeah.
Feel like it's Toyota year for some reason.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know why, because typically I'm just not a big Toyota fan. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I'm not, but I'm typically a Chevrolet guy. But I think Chevrolet's kind of in a bad spot right now, personally, because, Chase Elliott obviously did great at Bowman Gray, but they're stuck with the body that they have because if you notice, there's no... it just says Chevrolet. It don't even say Camaro or anything anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're stuck until they get a new model. Mm. So whatever they had approved essentially 2 years ago is what they have, whereas Toyota and Ford were able to upgrade. So I feel like it's going to be a tough year for Chevrolet. So I don't know. I'm going to go with C-Bell this year. Few things came out. I'm going to ask you about it. The rules, I say rules, not necessarily, it's not necessarily to the car, but as far as the waiver deal with, now essentially you only get a waiver for sickness. And if you, or they say they could give you a waiver for other reasons, but if you used it, then you would start the playoffs with only 2,000 points, no stage, no bonus point, or all the other points. So, what you think about stuff like that?
Well, it's basically the Kyle Larson rule, right?
That's exactly what it is.
He chose IndyCar over NASCAR, and because the weather screwed them out of doing both. I get it. I think the 1 year that Kyle Busch won with running a whole lot less races was a bit fluky. Yeah. I think that took a little legitimacy away from what the playoffs and what the whole season-long points championship is supposed to be. But honestly, since we've had the chase format, playoff format, there's always been questions of its legitimacy. So I think it's better. I think it puts that idea of everyone has to run the same amount of races and into perspective. But, things are going to happen. People are going to have injuries. That's just the nature of this sport and of these guys' lifestyles. So it's fair, I think, but I just hope that doesn't happen again to Kyle Larson. I hope he gets to run both Indy and Charlotte this year, so we don't even have to question it.
For sure. I'm with you on it. But I think we don't need a waiver. Just does not need to happen. I think I don't like the win and you're in personally, but regardless, I think win and you're in. And I know there are people who are saying, well, if you don't have a waiver, people could just win a race then just sit out. Well, they're not going to do that because of the fact of sponsorship obligations. They're not going to just sit out. They're not just going to leave a car sitting at the shop, because they got too much to learn throughout the entire season. So I just don't even think they need this waiver. And what brings me to this is, okay, NASCAR also brought a rule that apparently had been a rule in the charter agreement for a little while, but people just realized it about and I don't even remember what they called it now, but basically where the star from another series can come in and they get an automatic start.
Don't get me started on that one, buddy.
Yeah. So, it's like, okay, well, you're trying to get people from other series to come, but you don't really want your guys to go do anything else, because that's essentially what's happening with Kyle Larson. So I don't like it.
Yeah, I feel real bad for Mike Wallace, Carl Long, everyone at MBM Motorsports. Got everything together, said they were approved, and all of a sudden they turn around and say Mike Wallace isn't eligible to race in any top division. I think that's a load of junk.
Yes.
Let the guys race. Elio's a big name. Let him race. We almost didn't have Jimmy Johnson in the field.
Yeah.
And that was all right. That was part of the rules. Champions Provisional didn't count for that. So I say we line them up and race them, because I love the dual races, and I think that just takes the legitimacy out of specialty things like that.
I agree 100% with that. I'm not on there. What's up there on what's up there, Ron?
But yeah, I wish we could at least just, if we're going to have a qualifying where people go home, I don't even like this top 35 thing. Like maybe the last year's playoff drivers. But it's good to have the enterprising system of, hey, I can go build a car and run. There's so much money and business stuff with the charter things. It's beyond my comprehension. But that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, and I've said it before. I think the charter agreements, as they do have their pluses, I think it's kind of actually hurt the sport having all these guaranteed starters, because like you just said, you can't just build a car and show up and possibly, you're only fighting for a couple spots. And I remember the days that there was 2 days of qualifying, and if you didn't make it in the top, I can't remember what it is now, I think it was like top 20 or so, you had to go to day 2 qualifying, and you were fighting for whatever it was, 21st to 43rd. If you didn't make it, you didn't make it. Drag racing, still, NHRA, to the day, still, it didn't matter if it's John Force out there. If he wasn't fast enough in qualifying, he just doesn't make it that weekend. And I get, you're wanting these sponsors to, be guaranteed to be on TV and all that. But, man, it seems like these guys aren't really, I know they are trying hard, but don't seem like they're really just fighting for it, just really giving it. I feel like there's teams out there, and yes, I know there's got to be teams that aren't spending the mega bucks at the Gibbs and the Hendricks and the, stuff like that. They're not spending that kind of money, but I feel like there's still some teams out there that's got a charter, and they're like, yeah, we're racing, but we're not going to really spend this much money on this. We're going to just kind of hold that. We're okay with running 20th. I don't like that. I don't like it. I know you're always going to have that. There's never going to be a fix to that. But I don't think the charter deal is helping it.
I mean, the fact that Dale Earnhardt Jr. can't run a full-time car.
Yeah.
And he's got the name, and he's got an awesome paint scheme, by the way. I love Chris Stapleton, Traveler Whiskey. That's such a cool car that I can't wait to see on track down there. But, yeah, I mean, we can't get the Earnhardt family back into owning a major team. Something's wrong with that business model.
Yes, there is. Big time. Obviously, B.J. McLeod was the smartest person ever in NASCAR.
Best business idea, man, I guess.
Did you see what he's opening? He is opening, and I think it's awesome. He is opening a, if you go up in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, they got all these, what do they call those things? You kind of ride them down the mountain. They kind of
like a log flume thing?
No, it's not a log flume. It's on rails, but it's got a brake on it. I can't even remember what it's called right now.
Like the coaster that just coasts and you control when to stop. Yeah.
Exactly. But They doing dual tracks side by side. They called it the Mountain Racer.
Yeah.
So, that's what he opened with his money.
That's pretty cool. He always had some unique sponsors. I think he had slap fighting on the side of his car and Dana White. That guy's out there, man. But, these charters, it's kind of inflated, I think, the prices are right now. And I don't know of a solution. As soon as you involve all the lawyers, I'm out.
You're right. And it's still an interesting conversation. And it kind of went away for right now, I guess, but it's still an interesting conversation as far as what is going on with the lawsuit. I mean, there's so many, and I've listened to so many new podcasts, NASCAR affiliated, that it's like they're not even touching on it now. And obviously we're not one because we're going to touch on it, but I don't know what to touch on. It's so I don't know. I know it's going to be a long, drawn out process, but obviously, since our last show, since last year anyway, they got the injunction, I guess you say, to for 2311 and Front Row to buy the other charters and race under as charter teams this year. So I guess that's kind of a win for them as of right now until it comes out, furthermore. So we'll see. We'll see.
That's a suits problem for me.
It is.
Not my expertise.
It is. I get interested in it. I don't know why. It's not my expertise at all, but I like hearing what's going on with it, even though you're only hearing half of one side. So who knows?
Somewhere between the lawyer and telling the truth, and you got to figure out where it is.
That's right. Exactly. Well, cool. Well, man, again, I sure appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us, and let everybody know one more time where they can find all your music, all your merch, everything.
I appreciate that, David. So Skyler Whitfield on all the streaming platforms, SkylerWhit Field. That's where you can find my music. Like I said, new releases coming out, and I have my whole schedule on my website and on Facebook, SkylerWhitfield.live. That's SkylerWhitfield.live. And come on, see the live show. That's really where I feel like I do the best. The studio stuff is fun, but I am a good time encourager. That's one of the things I put in my business card. I put it just about everywhere it can be put. So come have a good time with us.
Let me tell you how good Skyler is. We were at a racetrack, and I think the timing was just funky one time. Everybody kind of went and ate what was Skyler's scheduled time to play. He gets in there and plays anyway. Plays for an hour. All of a sudden, everybody comes back. It was a big party after that.
Yeah.
It was huge. And he's like, all right, I reckon I'll go play again. So it was awesome night. I hung out the whole time, and we had a lot of fun. And, it's going to be another fun year.
That was a funny evening, too, because the Connor Jones crew was all about it, and then more people come, and then she wouldn't even tell me her name at the time, and I didn't recognize her immediately, but Carson Elledge wanted to come up and sing. I think they gave me...
You're lying.
They gave me like $50 or something. Like, can you just have her sing some Sheryl Crow with you? And I was like, all right, let's do it. And if I messed you up there, Carson, I'm sorry, but we should run that back if we're able to do it again.
It was so funny. It wasn't until after the show you knew who it was.
Oh, no, I didn't. Yeah, because the lights, and you don't recognize people from that far away. But yeah, it was hilarious.
He kept asking, and I'm like, that was Carson Elledge.
I'm like, it's not karaoke. I don't usually do this.
Oh.
But no, that was fun, and I hope we do something like that. Hopefully, Steve can plan some more late night activities like that. I'm all for it.
Yeah, a lot of fun, man. All right, everybody. Well, again, we like to appreciate all of our help on here that comes on, all of our sponsors, SRI Performance, Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, Profab Headers and Exhaust, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, Fresh Chef, Dixie Made, MPM Marketing, RevMax Racing Apparel, and I think we got a few more coming on this year that we're going to be announcing here really soon. So we appreciate all y'all for sure, and we will see y'all. I think Connor will be back in the seat next week. So y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all later.
Take care, everybody.